tutorial. In the previous tutorial, we learned about how to create data frames from list of lists and dictionary of dictionaries. But in this one, we want to learn something different known as concatenation of data frames. So if you remember very well from your introduction to Python, we say that concatenation is basically like an addition, but it simply combines two variables or two data sets into kind of one, but it doesn't do it as is the normal algebraic addition. So in data frames, sometimes you might be working with the data frames that contain or data that contain related information, and you want to bring them together so that you don't work into two different data sets. So that is where concatenation comes in, and I want you to think of it as joining data frames along rows or columns, or simply stacking up multiple data frames. So to do this, I want us to pause the video, type this, basically create this dictionary. Once you have created it, run it, and then you will have to convert it into a data frame using this syntax here. So basically, but this time round, I want you to have it as a df1, or simply just make it America as your first data frame. So assuming that you have got the first data set that contains countries from America, and then you're gonna populate these, make sure the data here is America, and then run it. So run this and confirm that your data frame, your dictionary, has been converted into a data frame. So you have got 4 countries: United States, Bermuda, Canada, and Greenland. So once you have that, assuming that you have got another set of data, and this time you have got additional data about these countries, and I've copied them previously. So you have got a different data set that contains the capital of each of those countries and the year of independence as a data frame. So feel free to pause the video again, write down this dictionary, and then convert it into a data frame. So convert it in a data frame called facts. So realize that in previous video I was using df, but here I'm using sensible data frame names. So again, copy the syntax, straightforward, pd.data frame, and then just copy this because that is your name of your data, change to that, run it, and confirm that you have got a data frame called facts. So I want us to have them side by side. So the previous data set was America. That was the name of the previous data frame that you initially created. So you have got these 2 data frames. Clearly, you could see that they are containing data about related. These data sets are related in that in the first data frame, you have got the country, population, and the area. In the second data frame, you have got the capital and independence. So assuming that you want to convert these data frames into a single data frame, in that you have got column containing country, population, area, capital, and independence, you will perform an operation known as concatenation, and luckily pandas allows you to do that using the concat data frame, or concat function, sorry. And the way it works, it can either do this combination or joining in a vertical manner, in that these 2 data set, this data frame will simply add into this additively, in that 1, 2, and then the next one will be Washington, Hamilton, going down. So at the end of the day, you will end up with 7 data points, which is not logical. We want to add this data frame as an additional attribute to our initial data frame. So you could either do the vertical concatenation or the horizontal concatenation. So for the purpose of this video, I'll start with the vertical concatenation, in that now you are adding extra attributes to this. So to do that, let's create a new data frame called df new as the variable name, and then we use pandas pd, and then we use the function concat. So this is the function that is going to perform that operation, and it accepts, you basically specify the first data point, so as a list. So the first the first data frame, sorry, not data point, is gonna be America, which is basically this data set. So I'm gonna have that, and then comma your second data frame, which is this data frame that is containing the capital and the independence year, and paste it there. So once we have them inside a list, the next thing is to specify how we are concatenating them by using the argument axis. So if you set axis to 0, it will concatenate them horizontally. But I want to concatenate them vertically, in that these ones become just extra columns. So I'll have it as 1. So I'll change axis to 1. If I do that and run df.new, you will realize that now we have got a very nice looking data frame that combines the first one and the second one. So it contains country, population, area, capital, independence. And the good thing is not sensitive to whether we have got common columns. So when it comes to common columns, that is another case, and we'll do that in our next tutorial. So this is how you combine them vertically. How about if you want to combine them horizontally? So to do that, I want us to take our previous data set, which contained Africa, countries in Africa. So let's just call it again here. I think we named it df, or let's just redo it. So it was this data frame here. Let's run it, and instead of having it as df, let's have it as Africa, and then run it, and then have it as Africa. Make sure that you rerun it so that we can call it down here Africa. So we have got the first data set that contains countries in Africa and the population, and then I want us to consider this data frame that contains countries in North America, just 4 countries. So assuming that we want to combine this data frame with this, so that we have got a long list that contains all these countries, then we can do the concatenation vertically as the same way. So let's do new, or say df vertically, to mean vertical, or just the vertical. The same process, pd.concat, then we pass in the list, our 2 data frames. The first data frame is going to be this, Africa. It doesn't matter the order. Then comma, and then the next data frame is going to be America. And then when it comes to axis now, the way we do it, instead of having 1, so 1 is horizontal, but vertical, you make axis to be 0. So if you do that and then run, you will find that it has converted, or it has concatenated them vertically. So you can see it has joined each of these. It has added United States, Bermuda, Canada, Greenland to our data frame. However, you can see that the indexing, it maintains the index. So as soon as it finishes with the first data frame, which ended at 10, it starts counting again at 0, 1, 2, according to the last data frame. So this is a big problem, and we will seek to sort that in our next video using a different way of combining data frames, or joining data frames. So again, feel free to subscribe so that you get notified when the new video is uploaded. Tell a friend to come and learn coding. It's interesting, and also learn data science. It's a good skill to have. Share the video widely. Give it a thumbs up. Until next time, bye bye.